Okay, so we're going to play another 150 hands against Biscuit. So last time we played 150 hands, and I think we lost a bit. We weren't running so great. Well, at least we weren't running as great as the first couple sessions. All right, let's get my ranges out. So yeah, just jump in whenever you guys have a question, or sometimes I'll ask you what you want to do. So when raise call, top pair, backdoor straight draw, check, ace comes. So how to play this ace?
I think the ace is actually better for us, right?
Why do you think that?
A lot of lines where it goes check. He does have a lot of ace, but we have just as many.
You got to think about the proportion of aces in both players' ranges. So heads up, an ace has got quite a bit of showdown value, so he's going to be checking back a lot of ace high. And so then when the ace comes, he's got a lot of top pair, at least compared to us, where our range is just as wide as it was pre-flop.
Sorry. It's only when you it goes like check, bet, call on the flop where we have more aces. Sorry.
Yeah, and so yeah, he's got a lot of top pair, and so when we want to bet, we want to use an overbet, right? Just because we're not going to be betting too often. Yeah, and this hand doesn't make too much sense to overbet. So, all right, now what?
I think just going a half pot is fine.
Yeah, it might be a bit thin. Just because of what I said about the turn play. He's got a lot of ace X, and he still has a lot of that.
I see.
No, I think I'm okay with checking a lot of it. This is a good hand to check call because it blocks the straight. But a stronger king X might want to value bet. Yeah, so he doesn't even try and bluff. They're not low there. So, yeah. It's not that he has no bluffs. It's just he's not selecting the right hands to bluff.
I mean, he doesn't even beat the board.
All right, so this is a 3-bet pot. Went raise, 3-bet call. We got this board.
Yeah, I think check. Our pair outs still have some chance.
All right, now we got the fourth nuts.
Are we allowed to bet half pot now?
Okay, so one person says half pot, the other person says pot. Yeah, the flushes are definitely strong enough to bet after he checks 3 times. So you just go for a size that will get called by some worse hands. On the turn, it's probably not great to start betting just because it's not super strong and it's going to have a lot of one-heart hands that are offsuit, which 3-bet preflop, which is just stronger than this. So, yeah. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty straightforward. So went limp, raise, small 3-bet, decide to call. And now he's continuation betting on this flop. We can fold like a lot because his 3-bet size was tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the same idea.
Yep. Check again.
Yeah. We just have too many other hands without any showdown value at all to
Yep.
bluff. So
4
we
hearts
just,
as well.
yeah. All right, over this hand. So we got 1 over, 1 under.
Yeah, I think I just check. If betting, maybe you want to use larger size.
Yeah, that's fair, I think. So when we do want to bet, we want to be betting close to the pot on the board that's connected. So next we need to check back. There is something to be said about betting 1 over 1 under hand. Yeah, so I guess we're
I think
just
we're good.
checking down. So ace has got a lot of shadow value. So yeah.
Yep, go.
Yeah, we could have checked call. We could have value bet ourselves. I think just to try and call by hands which think they're chopping. Yeah, obviously you would go either way. Probably hands which, yeah, it's difficult there because every bluff that he would have, he's trying to bluff off a chop, so we go for a relatively small size to make the chops difficult to call. So middle pair with a gut shot. We don't. These hands are really good check calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now we got
Now
a
we can
relatively
bet.
strong hand here. Yeah. So what size do you guys want to bet? Yeah, we could go closer to pot. All right, so I got shot.
Yeah, I like betting this one.
Yeah, make the flush draw. How big do you want to bet?
I
Big bet or
bet
small bet?
bigger, like bigger than half, like 3/4 to pot.
Yeah, I like 1.2.
1.2. Okay.
Okay, yeah, now make a pair.
Yeah.
So we just use that showdown value to give up 2 pair and checks three times.
Mm.
What do we think? Strong
Is
as a
this
bet.
too thin to bet? Like with the not so good 2 pair.
I think a strong play will make you indifferent between betting hands like this, but you do need to bet sometimes. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, yeah. The bots river probe strat's not going to be very strong. So it's just that when you have a hand which you're just unsure about whether you can value better or not, you probably are. In a spot like that, you're probably indifferent. At least with bottom 2 pair. Maybe with top 2 pair, you can always value bet it, but with bottom 2 pairs, a bit dicier.
Well, this one has quite a few backdoor straight draws. But I think without the backdoor flush draw, I'd check this one.
Yeah, I think I'd be a bit more selective if we want to overbet it. Yeah, so I guess we're just using our showdown value for our king high now.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna get jack high. That's pretty good. All right, so top pair weak here. He checks back. So how do we play this one?
Yeah, I'd go like half.
We have to be a bit more careful on the turn. Because we still have the river to play. So we want to think one straight ahead. So if we bet like half, and then he calls, and the river comes, then what are we going to do? On a whole bunch of different rivers, might not be great for us. I mean, obviously this hand can probably go for two streets.
Okay.
But the question is whether we want to bet two streets or have a go check and then bet big on the river. All right, so these are the sort of decisions that you're making.
Yeah, if it goes check, we can just like pot the river or two pot.
Yeah,
Maybe the board kicker is too small though.
Yeah, I think with the stronger king X, we would want to go two streets, and then with the weaker ones, we can just wait for a good river, and then bet big. And then the other thing to think about is because we're betting so many king X, like how many king X do we have in our checking range? Some of our stronger king X might even want to go for a check raise. All right.
This one does complete the flush.
Yeah, well, we're not super scared about that because the ranges are very, very wide.
Yeah.
But yeah, there will still be some flushes.
So are we allowed to like
What do
go
we want
two
to bet?
times, or like we have to like only go pot since it did complete some hands?
Yeah, it did complete some hands. So check raising one will be as good. Yeah.
Yep, I think pretty straightforward check. Yeah, I think this is a call.
Okay, how many eights are we calling? So calling all the eights with a pair.
All right, and then jack eight first.
Yeah.
And then after that,
Then with
ace
queen
eight,
eight
or any eight with a heart. Or sorry, not any eight with a heart.
Queen eight.
Yeah.
So all the eights with a pair, which is quite a few. All right. Jack eight with the open ender. Queen eight with the gut shot on this is double gutter, but the nuts on the top. So which eights aren't we calling?
Like the really bad ones, like eight deuce, 8-3.
Yeah, eight deuce, 8-3.
I guess, and then after that's king eight and then ace eight.
Yeah, so it's not quite as good as we would like it to be. I still think it is strong enough to call. Okay. Yeah, so you got to make your decisions like that on the turn, right? When you have a lot of options to choose from, you have to pick which ones you want to continue with. So you have a whole bunch of 8s that you want to continue with, a whole bunch of 7s that you want to continue with. You don't want to continue with all of them, right? Against a bed that big. So you have to figure out how to rank all of the hands of that type, and then fold the very weakest ones.
But the reason we call ace 8 is because he can give up on river, and we can just check back ace high and be good.
Yeah, there's a bit of that, yeah.
Yeah, I think just fold.
I mean, we could have check raised that one as well. Yeah, this is a pretty sound check. Maybe if we had a diamond, we could consider betting. Yeah, so same idea. Okay, just keep up sort of relatively consistent. After we check back the flop, we're often the turn is going to go check. So just because of the 50% rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's check 3 times. It probably doesn't have too many ace X, so we can probably go for some value here. Yeah, we can't go too big. Yeah, so it goes for a raise. So we just call
Our
with
kicker's
ones.
not useful at all. So
Yeah, call with the ones with a relevant kicker.
yep, I think it's call. Oof. Yeah, the nine isn't too good to have.
There's a lot of bluffs on this board.
We are ahead of a lot of flush draws.
Do you think his sizing makes sense?
He will check back like clubs pretty frequently, but he will barrel spades more often. And
It's gonna be a bit of both, I think.
yeah. I think he should be going larger when there's a lot of draws when he does want to bet.
Medium jack X and jacks. Yeah. No, the reason why I asked you that is because I was thinking of doing this.
Wow, really?
Yeah, his size doesn't make too much sense with much of his range. So, yeah.
All right, let's 4-bet.
All right, how to play 4-bet pots?
Yeah, usually quarter.
Yeah,
It's only
quarter is
four SPR.
pretty good.
Well, can't go wrong with either quarter half pot.
Yep, I know.
Is it too greedy to just shove?
No.
Oh my god.
Yep. So I think I play that well. Quarter
He
shove.
snapped with ace jack.
Yeah. It's because it's blocking a lot of, well, our ace king, which plays like that. Yeah, his fine is his line is okay. But yeah, I think that was a relatively well played hand on by both players.
Mm.
Two overs and gut shot.
With a diamond, I like betting more,
Yeah,
and sizing, it doesn't matter. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's almost a value bet at that stage.
yeah.
Okay, so 1.5. We'd have a backdoor flush draw.
I would just quarter pot like whole range on this board.
It's probably not appropriate heads up. Maybe in a big blind versus button spot in a ring game, it would be definitely appropriate. But with the ranges being so much wider here, it's not quite as good. The reason being, here our position is actually going to be slightly wider than the out position player's range. If we look at the pre-flop stuff, here we're opening 85%, and when we raise it to 25, he continues with 75%, and so like the middling 50%. So if you can imagine, his calling range is actually tighter than ours, than our opening range. We have some junk at the bottom, which he doesn't have.
Because no threat of small blind 3-betting. That's why he can. That's why a button is so wide.
Yep. So I can go either way with his hand. Yeah, this is 6 clubs. Makes me lean towards a bet. So there's a good card for us or a bad card for us?
Bad card.
Yeah, so it's a good card for our hand, bad card for our range. Just because he floats so many SI.
Yep, and we're gonna check back ace highs as well.
Yeah. But ace X good kicker. Yeah, we can consider that. But ace X good kicker and queen X, but this one's pretty nice to check back, and then a quarter of a bet.
Yep.
Yeah, for the chop. Can Ruby raise? Yeah, no. He's not representing any worse hands after the king comes. All the ace X chop with each other. Bluff raise. Yeah, maybe. But I think you just still got too much shredder value. You can do it with other hands that you want to bluff raise.
Are there any trips that ever checks back on the turn with the intention to raise river?
Yeah, we're gonna have some of them. Just like, because if we don't have any of them, and then the river's a brick, any of the trips which you didn't check raise on the flop can then just overbet the river for an enormous size. So what happened in this hand? Yeah, a limp check. He overbets. I think with the backdoor straight draw, we can still continue, but we need to be pretty selective about which pairs we continue with. When you bet twice the pot, obviously any jack, the majority of our eights, as well as most of our fives, and then stuff like some weird ace high floats that we can probably use as well. But when you bet twice the pot, we need to be folding a lot. I think this one is probably a call. A hand like 8 deuce can fold just because it doesn't have anything else going for it. But because our kicker interacts with the board a little bit, we can call.
Is a backdoor flush draw prioritized over backdoor straights?
Yeah, definitely. backdoor backdoor flush draws are quite a lot stronger than backdoor straight draws. Just because when the backdoor flush draw comes in, you immediately have the extra 20% equity, versus a backdoor straight draw. If you get an open ender, then you can get 16% equity, but if you just get a gut shot, you only get 18% equity, and you get a gut shot, you get like 9-10% equity.
Okay.
So yeah, the backdoor flush draw is better. Yeah, so 10 comes, so there's going to be plenty of 8s and jacks and 5s, which with the kicker, which interacts well with that 10. So we can just check this one and then probably fold it to a bet. It's a pretty shit card for us because all the ace X, which he ever bets and then checks back the turn, just made it there. So what do you guys think?
Check fold.
Yeah, that's something to consider. Another thing is considering bluffing. But we might have a bunch of 5s which we would bluff instead. Remember what our range on the flop, when we continued, it just looks like a bunch of pairs, jacks, 8s, and 5s, as well as some ace X. So when we get through like this, all of the ace X can value bet. And then our 5s can be used as a bluff, and maybe some of our 8s. And whatever floats that we would have. Yeah, so I think this is a bit too hard to bluff. At least it's too hard to bluff all the time. Maybe at a low frequency we could try to bluff with it, but
the 6 isn't too good either. If it was like king 6 maybe.
yeah, Showdown was king high. Yeah, I mean there's still going to be a lot of hands in his range there, right? After he checks back the turn that are just giving up. So we can consider check calling or consider check folding, depending on how big the bet was. There we just folded, and it's probably not too bad. We can call with 8s with a slightly better kicker. We can call with some 5s with a slightly better kicker. We can call all of our jacks and all of our 10s, as well as all of the ace X which we have left. Yeah, so what I'm saying is that if we call with that particular 8, we're probably calling with our entire range. So we have to think about which hands we're folding. So flop trips.
Yeah.
Either why do you think the 2 makes it a bet? Yeah, there's all those reasons. I mean, all of our 7s are pretty much the same, but I think with the 2, we're going to be checking it back more often than the rest of our kickers. Yeah, it's the same kind of deal, I think. I mean, it might seem a bit tight to check back a boat. I'm really trying to get him to bluff into us, and then we can
raise it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. 10. I didn't decide about that. Yeah. Well, sometimes you can't force your opponent to bluff into you. Well, a strong opponent should be bluffing into you, though. But
yep, because they know that you can have trips check back.
All right. So what about this one? Backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draws. Yeah, if we're betting, how big are we betting?
Small.
Yeah. All right. So we bricked some. So usually when we brick,
We can just
what
check
happens?
barrel if it's a heart or like king queen.
Yeah, so there's going to be some other hands with some equity against the jack, which can bet. So this hand's got no equity against the jack, so we can just give up and consider betting the river. There's going to be a whole bunch of hands in our range. We're going to go check bet anyway, so we can use this hand with alongside those. Okay, so I'll have this one. Backdoor flush draw, 2 other cards.
How big would you bet if you bet?
So we've got a paired board. So what does that usually mean?
On the lower ones, smaller or half on the lower ones, and on the bigger pair boards, you can bet really small.
Yeah, so probably around half.
Default ace-4 backdoor flush draw. No, that was off.
Yeah, I don't really understand how he's folding too many of his ace highs there, but all right, so throw a pot and got top pair with pretty mediocre kicker. Yeah, since we only raised to 3x with our 3-bet, our ranges are going to be so much higher than his, and so we're going to be continuing most of it as a bet. Wow, yeah, so
huge raise.
raise. I mean, you don't really
He doesn't have
blink
too
an
much to raise.
you don't really blink an eye at that kind of stuff after you after he raises, and yeah, it doesn't make too much sense. Okay, so now do we do check back the turn?
Well, that's a pretty big brick. So yeah.
80%. Yeah, I don't think it's 80% after raises. After raises a flop. Yeah, I don't think the hand is strong enough to bet 80%.
I would quarter pot it, but I don't know if that's the right one.
Let's go with this. Yeah. Flip a coin. Yeah, maybe we've got to think about which figures we want to call, which figures we don't want to call. So shove ace queen there. Probably not. I think ace queen can go for a check call.
Do we fold hands like
You've got plenty of
nines,
fives.
tens, jacks after the flop raise? We still call them, right? If they have a heart. Yeah, not having the Jack of Hearts is good.
I don't think that's super relevant. I think all those hands would have just folded to the bet. He's got plenty of hands to choose as a bluff that don't have a heart in them. So,
Like 6-7. Would he like just shove
whoa,
those?
like a 4 or a 9.
So Bob, you say call.
Yeah. So you got to think about what our value range looks like when we bet this size. Yeah, I don't know. I think Kane, you're a bit too loose here. All right, yeah. So think about it. So we're calling. He's he's risking the 12,900 to win the 14,200. So 1,500. Yeah. So we're going to be folding around half of our value range that we bet the size. So I think about where this hand is in that. So after we throw bet the flop. So after we throw it pre-flop. And then we bet small and then call the pot size raise. Right, and then we bet the size.
So you said we have a lot of 5.
Yeah, well, we can have some 5x which play like this.
Right. I guess that's just like 5-4 suited, 6-4, 6-5 suited, ace-5 suited. Not too many.
Yeah. A good chunk of our floats would be our bluffs, which have already folded. So, well, not already folded, but they're folding into this raise. So we're thinking about what our value is when we bet this size. So it's going to be a bunch of like Queen X, right?
What size would he use with a hand like aces or kings?
I think they would all four bet pre-flop. Yeah, I think aces and kings can bet the size as well.
And it's not like we will ever 3-bet aces on the flop, right?
I don't know about that because kings beats queen 9.
Yeah. Kings and aces are better calls, I think. You also let him to like jam ace queen or something.
What pre-flop? Yeah, you can have queen 5.
Yeah, I guess queen 4 would be a pretty good bluff candidate for him.
It's okay. So say for example, this is roughly a pot size raise. So let's just say that we against the pot sized raise, right? We continue with half of our value range, which we bet this size, right? And so our value range is going to have plenty more stronger hands. If it's probably better to think of like which worse hands we have.
I mean, I would have folded quite a while ago.
That we bet this size. Yeah, I'm just trying to explain it to Kate.
Okay, I see.
Like what worse hands do we bet this size? Yeah, okay, yeah, queen eight, queen ten, queen eight, and that's not very many compared to the better ones. So does it make sense that this is in the bottom half of our value range, that we bet this size, and so we can fold it against the raise?
What if you
Yeah.
had ace queen, for example?
Yeah, then it starts becoming in towards the top half. There's I think all the queen X are going to be indifferent in some sense. And then you got to pick your kickers. I still think the stronger kickers are going to be better than the worst kickers. Yeah, he got a boat there. Yeah, it's just that when you face these real raises, you got to be pretty selective about which hands you continue with and how high up your hand is in your value range, and it's actually pretty low compared to the other value hands that we have for that size. And like you're betting 80% pot. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to play it the way that you wanted to play it. So, Kate, I'm gonna copy that this hand history into the chat, and I suggest that you run a sim on it because for some reason I think that you made quite a few mistakes in that hand. So, it is that right for you? Yeah, good. All
right, we can just check this back. You said that even when you do hit an ace, you still check back some aces.
yeah.
So how do you select those? Ace, king, ace, queen are for sure betting.
Yep.
But there's so many aces to choose from, like ace deuce. We have like so many offsuit combos as well. How do you choose between betting and checking these ones?
So you got to remember the 50% rule. So you can't be betting too often. So all the ace X with a very strong kicker will be betting. Probably all the ace X hands will bet at some frequency. And when we do want to bet, we're probably going to be betting relatively big because it's connected board with a flush draw, so we can still bet relatively big. And so with a hand like this, the question is whether to bet big now and check back most rivers, or check now and then bet most rivers. And I think a hand like this can go either way with that sort of strategy. So let's just try bet big now and then check back most rivers at a lower frequency. So let's do that.
All right. So how big is like big, like pot?
Yeah, around pot. Yeah, okay. All right, so we got the open ender. So it's the same kind of deal. I mean, this board isn't as good far range as it is theirs. So we're going to be wanting to do some more checking. And when we bet, we're going to be betting on the bigger side.
Okay. Wow.
Yep. So after we bet the pot, any calls, this range is just going to be so much stronger than ours on average, and so we're going to have a lot of bluffs here, which is not strong enough to bet, and we sort of just want to give up. And then that sort of range is protected with some very strong hands and some milling hands as well. But yeah, our sweet pot on the flop, a lot of our range is checking. And when we do decide to bet, we're probably going to be betting relatively big as well.
Okay. Is this a good candidate to bluff? I think it is.
Yeah, we don't block anything. Yeah, we can bet around pot, I think.
Yes. Yeah, 6-7.
Okay, so what do we think? Got a weak gut shot. Yeah, limb-brace call. Yep.
All right, the board is good for us for sure. Because we had the option to just limp, like check behind, but we would decide to raise.
Yep.
So if we do want to bet, I think we just bet like small size but frequently. So like, let's do it like half. Oh yeah, true.
Yeah,
Our gutter is like really bad.
I'm leaning towards the check, and if we have some backdoor stuff, some more backdoor stuff, we can raise some more. Okay, that's pretty good.
All right.
So this doesn't really bring too much. So it doesn't mean we're going to be... Obviously, he's checking back. So it doesn't bring too many good hands into both players' ranges. But after we check back to flop, after we check the flop and he checks back, we should probably check the turn as well, just because of the 50% rule. We want to construct our checking range so that he can't bet more than half the time, and this hand is pretty good for a check raise.
Okay. All right, I think now we just bluff like full pot.
Yeah, he's got 5. Okay, so on a board like this, we want to be betting some hands small, and then a lot of hands is going to be an overbet. So, small size in this board, heads up. Yeah, so some hands we're going to be betting small, but a lot of hands are going to be overbet.
There's too many straight draws.
Like, it's going to be like 20, like maybe like a 20% overbet frequency, with a good 8, all the overpairs, almost the overpairs, and then like in terms of what you're bluffing, yeah, small better check. Sometimes it will go for an overbet, but those would be the weaker ones, or ones with better backdoors, and then just like 2 overcard type hands, or 1 over 1 under. So two overcard type hands which are closer to the board. So like they got basically all the gut shots, with 2 overs are going to be betting. Well, the vast majority of them, and even like a queen 10, queen 9, king 9, all those hands which would be better overbets than this hand. So this can just check. Yep, so we got way too much short-term value. Yeah, there's something going on there.
One over, 1 under, backdoor diamonds, backdoor straights. Yeah, I think this one can be used as a bet and for a bigger sizing. Yeah, pot.
Okay, now what? You bet on the turn. Why? Your hand's got like no equity. Well, it's only got the three outs for the king. And you're going to be losing a lot of them. Yeah, you can do that when you check, and he checks.
Yeah, if the diamond comes on the river, like we check back, then we can bet like big on the diamond river.
What I'm saying is, Ken, is that if you bet, like your 3 outs with the king kind of disappears. At least it disappears a lot of the time. But if you check, your 3 outs with the king is still good. So like you usually don't want to bet such that you usually don't want to bet draws that would make you lose some of your draw equity when you bet. Obviously that always happens because the range tightens up. But like, for example, before we bet the flop, we would have had draw outs with our 2, but that's not like a major thing. So we can afford to sacrifice them with our bluff. But here, the only draw outs that we have left is with the king, and we sacrifice that when we bet. So it doesn't make any sense to bet. We should pick hands with draw outs which can outdraw his continuing range.
I think just give up with this one.
Yeah, that's fair. There's you got some other hands to bet. Hands with a spade, etc., etc. So yeah, giving up is fine. And he's got a boat, so yeah, good give up. Well, it's probably a great play with the 8s, blocking the 8x.
Well, all right. Let's see. What 10s do we want to continue? Ones with.
I think you are deep enough that you can raise some stuff, but yeah, you're not raising often. Yeah, so yeah, this 10 you got back the flush or back the straight draw, so pretty easy call there. He checks. 50% rule, so
check back.
Yeah.
All right.
This is a pretty good card from both our hand and our range.
How big do we size though? Yeah, like he wouldn't pot the flop too often with a 10.
Yeah, maybe, but the thing is, basically all of his 10s which he does decide to pot the flop with will have checked the turn, so.
Yep, and they have way better kickers.
And that's all I'm saying. I'm saying that, like, even though he doesn't have a lot of 10s in his flop betting range, after he checks the turn, those 10s are more likely in his checking range.
Yeah, I see. Like he wouldn't double barrel the 10 on a turn.
Yeah, so any of the 10s which he does have from the flop is now here. So you got to think about it like that as well. Right, so him betting the flop reduces the amount of 10s in his range, but then if he's checking the turn, increases the number of 10s in his range. And so it could be the case that the number of 10s in his range is just as high as it was before he bet the flop. Yeah, so yeah, obviously we're betting big. With an ace, we can probably bet a bit smaller. This kicker doesn't do anything. Obviously, we blocked the 10 of diamonds, but that's not super relevant. Here, we're ripping a 10, and then we can use some missed draws, which we would have floated, and then check back the turn. Yeah, okay.
All right. Jeez. All right. So is this like the same scenario as before? We have to choose half of our hands to call.
No, in position, you probably don't want to have too many other bets on the river. You probably just want to have sizes between half pot and pot. Yeah, so yeah, we choose yeah, half our hands to call, half our value hands to call. All our bluffs have folded, and then we've got to think about where our value is here. Yeah, so exactly right. So like, even though we have trips, if we think about all the hands which we would play for value in this line, this is actually relatively low in our range. So
the only one that play for value is 10x and ace.
Yeah, some 10x and some very strong ace. Right, and we have quite a lot of stronger 10x. Basically,
Yeah, I agree. This one's probably the worst. Yeah, the like 10-8 worst one is already
it's got threes. Gangster.
well, nice bluff.
Yeah, you got to fold something. Like we're not really ripping too many ace x. Like the ace x would go for a smaller bet. All right, no flush draw. Pretty value bet, I think.
Let's check this one back.
Yeah, so I think you go either way with the jack of clubs. All right, so what do we think?
Problem is we don't want to like raise this too often because otherwise we're just over bluffing with just the one club hands. But can we call and ever win here?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we're not against the value range, but against all those bluffs we can.
So we check twice. What hands want to use this bigger sizing?
Queen or an 8. So we're going to call any pair, and we have a lot of them. Yeah, we can probably raise it sometimes, of course. But whether the ace is good for that.
Oh, let's check raise this.
Yeah, with the backdoor, I think it's fine. So king comes, that's a relative brick for us, and it's actually pretty good for him. So
Yeah, let's check it. Oh, that's not a good card to barrel. We will check raise some eights, like ace 8. I mean, when you check raise, you do have to check the turn.
yeah, when you check raise
frequently.
the flop, you check the turn quite a bit, and this isn't the best card for raising range. Yeah, I think you can just give up with the spade. Like so many of the bluffs here are gonna have 0 EV anyway. So like, and you have a lot of hands to pick from. Why do we want more with the spade? Just no. Yeah, and he had 4-5 of spades. So like, yeah, it's not good to have a spade there.
I think this is a straightforward check with
Yep.
no relevant backdoors. Yeah, still check it. Yeah. Ever blushing here with this? No, I think this can just be folded.
Yeah, I think you go either way. Tanks are like for this size. Yeah.
mean, you still got to call with a king or a queen.
The thing is, whether we're going to be folding, we're folding a 10 out. I do like this blocker. I do like the blocker with the 3 diamonds. So let's use that.
All right.
Yeah, okay, yeah, 5-5. I don't know. I think there's so many other hands to call. Like stronger ace-x. Oh no, the ace-x shops. Yeah. All the 9s, pairs. Top pair, back to straight draw. Pretty standard bet, I think. The queen comes, which is pretty amazing for our range. And he checks, which he should be doing all the time. And then we bet small to big. Probably around, yeah, a third, I think. Well,
All right.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. We got a better size that doesn't only get called by chop. So
Need a 10 to call.
we ideally we want a flush to call.
A flush? Jeez. Maybe half pot gets that call.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow.
Middle pair, some backdoors. I think you can go either way. On this one, we want to be betting a little bit bigger, and because of that, yeah, we could go for either big bet or checking. I think the high frequency is going to be a check, just because we're either checking or betting big. So
Is
low
this the
frequency.
best 6 to bet?
No, there's a whole bunch of different sixes that we're going to be betting, and all of them are going to be will basically go either way. Well, some of the sixes just without anything going on are going to be checking back. The sixes that with some backdoors, some other cards, they're going to be betting at some frequency. But because we're using a big bet, that frequency is going to be low relative to the other hands in our range.
I know it used to be a thing where you want to like bet like a6, and if the ace does like come on the turn, you can like continue that.
Yeah. So a6 and 10-6, they make good bets, just because they beat 6x, which calls. 7-6 doesn't really do that, but we're considering betting it because it's got backdoor, a lot of backdoors.
The flush and straight draw.
Yeah, but it could be the case where you're betting it like a fifth of the time and then checking back the rest of it. So I think here we can be checking it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So
nice.
Straight flush draw, make the flush. Any checks. So he's going to have some flushes as well, but that shouldn't scare us because we block so many of them. Yeah. Yeah, the 6 does block some calls with the 2 pair. Yeah. When we're... Yeah, so you can say the 6 blocks some calls. Yeah, so we're not getting any one pair hands to call when we bet. We're not getting any 6x to call. So we should bet a size which folds out all the 6x, so then we get so then our 6x actually blocks his folding range. So yeah, I think he's okay. Yeah, he's giving up. Yeah, through king four off. Yeah. So 3-bet range is going to be pretty mixed. I think king four off is a small frequency 3-bet. No, it's not. Yeah, it's not. Maybe for a larger size. Like if you look at these ranges, like they're not so great. Because we only got one size. If you had like 2 or 3 different sizes, you would do more mixing. Like, because if you had like instead of just 3x, you had like 5x or 6x, then maybe you can use some of these hands in this 5 or 6x range, just because you raise it with a blocker and then you basically give up on the flop if you miss.
Wow.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
This hand doesn't have too much going for it.
It doesn't.
Are you considering check raise?
Yeah. So I think Candy says it right. Low frequency check raise, mostly fold, so we need to fold it. Yeah, so you consider check raise with the backdoor stuff and 1 overcard. King X does have some showdown value, so like you can check raise, and then if a king comes, you're value betting that. If 3 comes, you can just check, and try and get the showdown against like an SI or something. Yeah, so this is one of the examples of the overbet. So I think we get pretty big.
Yep, got a lot going for it.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense for him. He's got 2 there, but yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, he folds out all of us, and then like most of our value, and doesn't get called by anything except for like a set.
You only get called by sets, right?
Yeah. All right. Limp raise call.
Yeah, let's bet small this time.
Yeah, it is a mix. I was just deciding. All right. So what about this one? With the gut shot.
Hello.
Yeah. Mostly call is probably correct. If you had some more backdoor stuff, you could raise it. The 6 comes. It's amazing for us. This hand fits pretty well into a donking range.
Dunk like 1/3.
Yeah. It's got some backdoors, but I don't think that those backdoors are strong enough to justify.
We can check it.
To justify betting. Yeah, it's a check. Now this flush draw comes in.
Yeah, let's bet now. Let's bet like.
Yeah, because remember when we go check, we remember when we go check on the flop and then it checks the turn. We're gonna check it back most of the time as well. So like, we're betting pretty biggish. Yeah, that's a lot of rules that we can bet. Yeah, same idea.
All right, and we can check the turn.
Yep. And then let's get relatively big. Yeah, so that all makes sense. I mean, we're being relatively big there just because we block a lot of the hands that would have bluffed into us. So with the 7. Can't remember if this is a call. Yeah.
All right, no diamond, nothing really going.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I mean, I can see argument for betting with the 4 hearts. Yeah, this board is so good for us.
Yeah, maybe some small over bets. I'm not sure about very big ones. Yeah, he doesn't have any ace king. Yeah, okay.
So this isn't as good for us now that he checked it back, because he can check back a lot of 5s. But I don't mind betting here.
Yeah, if you want to bet how big.
Bigger, like 400.
400. What do you think about that, Caden? Do we want to overbet? Yeah, probably not. Like a lot of the pairs want to get some value against 2 overcards, so yeah, checking and betting small.
I see. So like 1 big blind.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not great. I think we just give up.
Yeah,
We can either give up or we can like overbet to try and use that 7 blocker.
Block the 3 deuce and the 6-7.
Yeah, I think we can just do this maybe. Yeah, the 3 and the 7. I think because of that reason. Yeah, I don't know. Get your heart racing betting 3 times a pot in the row, doesn't it? Nah, not really. I don't know. I think after you've done it, after you've done it 1,000 times, it's not really.
Good job.
Yeah, I mean, really good at fluffing today. He checks like top and bottom. Yeah, I'm okay with checking just because of like there's some really bad stuff that happens on a 10 if we bet. Yeah, now we can.
Now comes on a turn. It's real bad.
And then we can just start betting. All right, now what?
Wow. Again.
Yeah, this is an even bigger raise than last time.
There are too many hands that we check back the flop that can call this. The only hand I can think of is like Queen Jack or Pocket Eights, but
yeah, it's not many. We're actually really high up.
Yeah.
Like there's a chance they could be trying this with worst 2 pairs, to be honest. I mean, all the straight draws would get that, but I think they would have some difficulty calling a 2/3 bet on the turn.
Like maybe 6-7 is the only one that can call, but even that, it's not too thrilled.
Yeah, 6-7 the open end. I just imagine
Queen
all of them.
Jack
I
is
imagine all of them.
double.
I imagine all of them with either raise the turn. Can have all the straights. Yeah. But obviously they're all snapping off. So we've got to think about. Got to step down a bit. Think about hands to call that didn't snapping off. This is a pretty big raise. All
right, so the only better hands we have is a better 2 pair than this: Ace-8 and Ace-9, and Pocket Eights.
Yeah, the issue with Ace-8 and Ace-9 is that they block like 10-8 and 10-9, which might play like this. But if we're thinking that those hands don't play like this, then if we think that those hands do play like this, then we would snap call in all of those.
So is this
because
like
we're weak from two pairs.
he's then value betting those two pairs to get called by like ace queen, ace jack? But why would he use such a big size?
Yeah, because there is always that. I mean, we're playing against a pretty weak bot, so. Yeah, there is that.
I mean, he definitely can have queen jack because that's a double gutter on the turn.
Yeah, queen jack and with queen jack and 7-6. Yeah, well, I think we should with to focus on what he can have and not focus on what we can have. So obviously queen jack 7-6, they're both playing this way and calling. I don't think aces play this way. But yeah. I think this is our best two pair, and because of that reason, we can call, even though it feels bad.
What worse hands do we have?
Jack 7, yeah, 7-6 obviously. Jack 7 maybe not. Sorry.
What worse hands do we have here? That's betting like this.
A6 and like 10-8.
Are we ever value betting a 10x on the river like this?
No, 10-8.
10-8. Okay. I mean, I'm too used to overfolding, but I mean, you said it makes it sound like this is a call.
Yeah, I think it's just a call, and if we're wrong, we're wrong. We can sim it later. Yeah, okay, get it. Yeah, okay, and I'm gonna paste that into the chat so you can run a sim on that or whatever.
Did he overbet the flop and we called because
top
pair backdoor spades?
You're not really folding that. It's a pretty good hand to do this. Yeah, just make a really simple one.
I check this one back. Has good draw equity against an 8 or 5. Yeah, it's a fold. Jack 10 can call though.
Probably the way. Probably was being too small on the flop, to be honest.
Bet more often with the spade, you said?
Yeah, I was probably being too small on the flop. Probably go for a slightly bigger bet. But I think the small bet is okay as well. Yeah, obviously betting more often with a spade. Probably always betting it with a spade. Oops.
That's a call versus a 3-bet?
Yeah, well, we min opened accidentally, but yeah, it's still going to be a call. Like this is This is what the calling range is when we open 2.5 and he makes it 3x. Yeah, a lot of the suited stuff. So I guess when we open 2x and then he makes it 3.5x, it's still going to be a call.
All right,
Yeah, I guess now I can start betting. Not low with decent blockers. I think we can continue. Yep.
All right. Wow. Damn. No way. Can we get a king to call?
I'm tempted to go for the FU bet. Yeah, the low ace X could bet the flop. Yeah, okay, we chop. I guess on this board we can use our back doors and then give up. Probably better to bet with a heart. It's a pretty straightforward hand so far. Yeah, this won't go either way, but I think checking is going to be far more prevalent. Yeah, we just fold the queen high.
The 7's not too good to bet on.
Yeah, basically not low here. So yeah, that's not good. I think we want to bet enormous, just because of our blocker, and then the ace came. So yeah, okay, sixes. Yeah, just to make an ace indifferent. We got like a 7 and a straight and stuff like that.
So we chose that hand to bluff with because
of
blocks
the blocker.
10-8.
Yeah,
And
blocks
it's
10-8.
not low.
Yeah, 10-8 not low. That kind of stuff. Yeah, we can. Yeah, obviously we're giving up sometimes. So what I'm saying is that we either give up or when we choose to bet, we bet some other stuff.
Yeah, I think it's still a check.
I mean, he checked 3 times, so I'm pretty tempted to value bet here.
I mean, how big would you bet? Like half? Wow. Get king high to call.
Got the 2 to fold. Well, all right. Got the chop to fold. I mean, I don't know how he folds a chop there, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's not much going on. Yeah, so raise with a spade, call without a spade is a reasonable strategy. Of course, we can raise to some of the time. That's nice.
Oh, good job. That's always
And
nice.
the spade comes and the 8 comes. Probably not strong enough to check raise. Well, at least not strong enough to check raise. It's a very big bet. I don't think he's betting too often. Small bet. Yeah, small bet and call a raise maybe.
Yeah, because he could raise at 8.
An 8 is a trip. It's trips.
Yeah, he's gonna raise the 8 if we bet like small. Yep. Nice.
Yeah, it's a bump bet up, you go bet sometimes.
Oh.
Maybe with a spade it would be. I don't know.
A reasonable candidate to call though. We like block all the don't block any of the straight draws that I missed.
Yeah, sorry, we're talking about the last hand. Yeah, with the last hand the flush came in on the river. Yeah, if flush didn't come in, it would be an easy candidate to bet 3-bet. But because the flush comes in, not so great. Yeah, this one can probably go for a call. Like, it's difficult to see how many worse hands we got there. Yeah, obviously some jacks and some sevens and stuff will call, but I think with the ace blocking all the bluffs. Sorry, blocking all the non-bluffs. Not blocking the hands which bluff, yeah. Probably better both. What do we think? Is it thin enough to raise?
I think it's a
Queen jack to line. I mean, all the jacks would be pretty much the same. Remember, like we were thinking he's going to be doing this with a 7, and then we can raise the jack. Obviously, any jack with a kicker weaker than a 6 is.
How big would you raise? To like 1,000 maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, trying to get value out of 7 didn't work. Didn't work that time. I probably would call some of the times.
All right, let's use this as a barrel. If we do want to bet this board, is this? Well, it has a flush on it, flush draw on it, so it's not like a big bet.
Yeah, it's 1.2. Yeah. And we're just giving up. Yeah, just remember the big hands to give up. Otherwise, you end up bluffing everything, and that's not good. So 9 comes. Probably the best board for our range. I mean, it is strong enough to value bet, for sure. It is a very strong hand. That's not the best board for our range, is what I'm saying. Just because we have so many other cards. Yeah, we could check. 7 comes up, pretty nice. Then we can start
betting now.
Okay, he's got some 7-6. All right, so what do we think? This doesn't make any sense. We have 5-6, which we're trying to check raise, and 9-7 and another junk. So it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, he's got the
Yeah, nuts.
all right.
Yeah, he donks. Yeah. All right. I think it's just jam. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe jamming wasn't the best size, but I don't mind jamming. Yeah, just calling down against the donk, even though we got the flush on the turn is totally fine. Not too scared there. So there's some pretty short hands going on. Some pre-flop stuff. All right, let's read this. All right, so bottom pair, back to flush draw. Pretty good ball fire range. Makes sense to go for a bet. I mean, we do have a lot of equity against the calling range. Well, 20% from pair and trip outs, and then some backdoor flush stuff. I want to fold out. It's just some overcuts. So we can go like this, maybe. Yeah, folding out 2 overcuts. Nice. It's not too bad. Can't remember whether this is a fold or a raise. Yeah.
So I think the small heart is bet sometimes. And monotone generally bet like very small.
Yeah. Fold out slightly higher, bigger heart, which is nice. I think this was a call.
Yep, straightforward call, I think. Huh. Hitting everything.
The backdoor flush gets in. So does the ace. I mean, it's going to check him back a few S's on the turn. So do you want to... The question is whether we want to...
I mean, we don't block the check range, and we don't block his betting range. So this one, if you bet, like you want to bet bigger, I think.
Yeah.
Like half pot.
I think with this one, because of its blockers, we're going to go for a check. Yeah, okay, we're not getting any value from Jack High there. So, yeah, because of its blockers, blocking the Queen, which will probably check, and blocking the 6, which will definitely check, we'd go for a check raise against like a hard pot bet, which we would do with an ace.
Yeah.
Even though the flush comes in and it's fair on the board, it's still strong enough to check raise. But it's probably not strong enough to bet 3-bet. And obviously, if it wasn't betting a jack there, there's no way we can get value from his hand. So checking was probably the best chance to get value from Jack High. So they got shot with a backdoor flush draw.
And backdoor straight. I think this is a bet. Can turn a lot of good cards.
Sorry, not a gut shot. What am I talking about? Yeah, backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw.
All right, turn one of them.
Just straight draw.
Question is, do we want to check? I still bet here.
Maybe with one heart.
Pretty straightforward check, right?
I think a queen would just check. I think that in that hand, queens would just check the turn, and then raise the river. Yeah, check is fine. Probably again, try and make a pair, and we miss the pair.
Yeah, I think same idea.
Yeah, backdoors on overcard. I mean, yeah, obviously you can go either way with the hand. It's pretty weak, but when we are betting, we're betting big, and so like if he calls, we're giving up when we don't hit any of our backdoors or whatever. And the jack is actually going to be pretty good after we bet big. We're folding out all of his jack X floats, and so we can value bet a jack.
Can we value bet here?
So I'm thinking, what do you guys think? Can we value bet this hand?
It's like pretty thin.
Yeah, checked all the way down. Yeah, let's try this. Yeah, maybe if we had a club, probably go for the raise, but yeah, I mean in heads up and as well as like ring games, you got to be pretty selective with your bluffs. Otherwise, it just becomes very easy to overbluff.
Oh my god.
You know, we just call with well, that's actually
Quads with jack high.
Cross jack high, Jesus. Yeah, it's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Yeah,
I just think we have so many better ones that yeah. We have so many queen X and king X and ace X.
if you have ace high, do you just mid raise here or something?
We could go for a rebluff off a king. I don't know if that makes any sense.
If we do want to bluff, I think we use like garbage.
I mean, this is pretty close to garbage.
All right. I mean, you can't raise too big because you're just going to chop often, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
Could have won just by calling too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was one of those hands where we just weren't sure whether to call or fold, and usually those kinds of hands will fit into a bluff raise strategy. Yeah.
Ooh, we can check raise this.
Yeah, make pretty nice check raise. Average shows check. We have low showdown value now, so free up to show it down. Yeah, it's gonna pair. Can't remember that was a call. No, it was a fold. So we just try and draw to a pair.
Yep. Oh, still just a gut shot.
Yeah, now he checks twice. I mean, a gut shot is good against it's good against stronger hands, as well as our pair outs are going to be good against the 2 and the 5. So I think we can go for a bit.
Can we bet like small and he still has to continue with like king high and queen high, like 2 overcards to the 8?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Really? He has to fold that?
It's not really that he has to fold it. It's just that he chooses to fold it. Yeah, I mean there's backdoor draws.
Yeah, he has better king highs to call. Yeah.
No, I was thinking with the Jack 2 hand, there's backdoor draws on the top and bottom, but yeah, I think we just fold it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, I think you have to bet because the draw is just too strong, right?
I think we try to get to showdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's got 7s.
Oh. Well, I see like the limp min raise or like small raise so often.
It's not he's doing it very often. It's just that he's doing a lot. Yeah, with a good potters, we're calling a lot, and we can fold a lot. So, yeah.
All right, I think he just checked now. No wish. Might be good. No.
Yeah, just giving up there. The king and the 9, both pretty good draws to a pair. Okay, there's a bet 7 high. All right.
Yeah. Can we bet and get called by 6? Probably not.
Yeah, that was a pretty straightforward hand. Just got value bet river. I don't know. I don't think so with a flush there. Yeah, 3 diamonds. Yeah, if there wasn't a flush there, then maybe we'd consider it. But yeah.
Yeah, I think this is just fold.
Everything
Diamonds got there.
Everything got there. Yeah, I don't mind 2x.
All right, I think just give up with this one.
Yeah, you just give up. You get 2x on the pot. Yeah, you have so many different bluffs to choose from. So you want to be pretty selective, and like queen high might win sometimes, probably not, but yeah. After he calls 2x on the pot, you just, I mean, it's tempting to barrel, but then like you have so many bluffs there that you're gonna be barreling everything, and then you don't have enough value to, and then it stops making any sense to do what you're doing. We have queen high. All right.
Nice call. Nice call.
And pretty good turn for us. Yep. Could probably go for yeah. Could probably go for with the 5 of hearts and then love a heart river. It locks the bottom end of the straight, but it also blocks hearts, which floats. So I think we just give up.
I think this is just check again.
Yeah, it's difficult to continue with on boards like that.
We can do some betting with this.
Yeah, good backdoors.
Yep, call.
I think with
Oh, are
the
you
backdoor
considering
flush
raise?
draw. Yeah, and we're raising go pretty small. Yeah, now we can just check. Probably go for a second time, maybe. I don't know. It's getting greedy.
All right.
Yeah, no.
Oh no, bad river.
Yeah, he flopped the boat.
Flop the boat.
Half to bet the turn was like range at like 20%. Yeah, it's not. We don't bet very often.
Or I think this one can be used as a bet.
We have a lot of fives, so
The club is good.
yeah, I think the club.
Oh, really good blockers now. Wow. Use the hearts as well.
Okay. Probably good to bet small. And then check.
Yeah, check.
Yeah. That was the exact result that we were hoping for when we made that play. I guess we go for 4 bet. I think with the middle pair and the early card and the backdoor.
Don't block Queen Jack.
I mean, yeah, there is that. Yeah, okay, now we call it tens to call with. All the hands with a diamond to call with. Yeah, he's got overpair. Wait, no. Oh, we went over. I think we just keep going.
Guess he just got there this game too many times.
Yeah. Sometimes you get unlucky. That's exactly what poker is. You're trying to make the best play, regardless of what the outcome is.
Yeah.
Um.
You can get an ace to call here, right? Straights have to call here sometimes.
Yeah, I think so. The pair mostly check. I mean, the pair doesn't. Not
I
super
mean,
relevant.
it's a four-liner to a straight as well. So.
Yeah, he folds an ace.
Oh
Anyway.
wow, he folded ace.
Yeah, I think we could give it up now.
Want a spade to use as a bluff, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we always do it with a spade, but we just have a lot of hands there, so maybe we can be a bit more selective. In flush draw with big backdoor nut stuff, so
Right. I think this is still a bet. Turn to gutter as well.
I think we keep going.
Nice.
Middle pair of the back door, but the 5 doesn't really do much, so yeah.
Notice that in the heads up, you have a lot of check lines.
Yeah, well, you get that a lot in ring games as well, but people just don't use them. Because people like to put money in for whatever reason.
This is also just not studied as often, like what you should do on the river when it goes twice checked. Yeah, I think this is check with the middling down.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
And still call. Oh, jeez. Well, he went super polar. Oh.
Yeah, okay, flip the nuts.
What did you think of the river call? Like when the board also paired up.
Maybe that's the nuts there. I think we can. You can, yeah, it seems fine.
All right, definitely betting this double gutter.
Yeah, I think we continue. The blockers that we have are pretty good for that.
No spade on this, so that's good. Yeah, pair out might be good.
Okay.
What?
I don't know. I think he probably should raise aces there, but yeah, 50% rule. We got flushes and stuff.
Kind of ambitious to bet again.
Yeah, I think we can probably go half pot. Okay, maybe two then. Yeah, well, his ace nine is like the exact. It's like the nut hand to do that with. Because box ace high, box are ace high. So, and when we're value betting, sometimes you get called by. Sometimes you get called by better. Good back
You
doors.
can call with like pocket eights, sevens.
Yeah, I think he has to in that line. Yeah, I think we just continue when we pick up the equity.
Hope a heart comes. Or the straight.
Well, I think we're hoping more that the straight comes than the heart comes, but
yeah.
all right. So yeah, how many hands we playing?
Right.
I think we've played a 600 maybe. All right. Our range is much wider than his.
Still a check.
So we can do a lot of check folding and stuff.
Yeah, I say check.
Probably better with a spade. Yeah, okay. So we get the showdown.
Yeah, showdown seems good here.
Yeah.
Yep, might be good.
Yeah, with the heart and stuff. Pretty down to bet.
Yep.
Probably does have enough backdoors, yeah.
Yeah. Should bet this now.
So we continue with the backdoors and
All right,
yeah.
and just give up this turn.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean we've got the blocker now.
Good bluff now with 9-10 blocker.
Yeah, you can call with the 9 blocker as well, so
So in these check, and then he checks the river line, it seems like we bluff quite a bit with our like complete air.
yeah, you bluff with but you're sending your value bet pretty thin too, so
I see.
And it's mainly the air with no showdown value that does it. So like here, when he checks 3 times, we can go as thin as a 9 for like a pot size bet. So if you can imagine we're going as thin as a 9 for a pot size bet, like how many hands we have that we can bluff.
So like
Right.
checking would be almost 0 EV for like our specific hand that we're using that as a bluff.
Yeah. So yeah, as a bluff, you got no showdown value. You got 0 EV, and some of the stronger hands that you're bluffing have some showdown value, and so he has to fold to make those hands with the showdown value indifferent, and so he gives us EV when we have a hand without any showdown value. Does that make sense? So
yeah.
then the no showdown value bluffs become plus EV immediately due to our range construction.
Nice. Mainly just doing it with the backdoors, right?
Yeah, the backdoors makes it pretty good. I mean, we probably could have called it as well, but the bet was kind of big. So it was a little bit more difficult. Yeah, I think we're just giving up now. Our range is very, very wide. That we have so many hands that we can choose there. And when you're out of position, a lot of your air is 0 EV anyway, because it's going to be betting worse. And so when you have like a bunch of air, all those hands are 0 EV. So you want to be pretty selective with which buffs you want to use, and so you can just give up a lot.
Yep. Straightforward. Was too thin to raise all in?
Yeah,
we'll only
probably.
get called by ace jack, king jack.
Yeah. Yeah, he's repping a jack, and so if he's repping a jack, then we don't really want to be raising a jack. If he was repping worse, then we can raise a jack.
Because he potted it on the river.
Yeah. If he bet like a third or something like that, then he's not repping a jack anymore. He's repping a pair of some kind. And then we can obviously raise. Yeah, double gutter.
We can check raise or bet.
Yeah, that's what my plan was.
All right. Bet.
Yeah, so
bet, 3-bet.
So the turn was going for a double check raise. Yeah. I don't know about bet 3-bet. You obviously bet 3-bet all your boats. I don't know if the turn is strong enough.
Okay.
The turn is just strong enough to bet relatively big. Yeah, I mean that kind of sucks. I think all of the sets would have bet the turn. Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, all the sets would have bet the turn. So that's the only hand that he's repping there.
I mean, without the heart, is this just a give up?
Yeah, I think so. If we pop the turn. I think we just have for a chop. Yeah, he's got a boat there. This guy likes to make boats, doesn't he? Yeah, with the gut shot we can bet. Sorry, with the open ender.
Yeah. Did
Probably
we
this
bet
hand.
that board because we were vulnerable with the jack?
I think we're just betting it for value. You can get called with plenty worse. And
Yeah.
check his spades is nice. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Half showdown. Are we mostly just giving up with this hand, or? I mean, it's probably fine to bluff it sometimes, but
Yeah, I
we're
think you
hoping
just
that
give
he
up.
has a 6-7 with
You just give
diamonds.
up. Pretty ambitious play on the turn, I guess. Yeah, you just give up with most of your diamonds on the river. Like it's tempting to continue, but you have so many other hands to do it with after you pot the turn. So yeah, you gotta be pretty selective. Remember, all your lost areas are EV anyway. To check, like, because
They all beat
yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
He donked the turn.
yeah. Don't let turn. I don't know if he's gonna check with the king if we bet very small. Yeah, maybe he will. No, full high. Yeah, probably that probably didn't make any sense to bet very small turn on the river there. Probably should have go for a hard pot and then whatever.
Yeah.
I think we're not low. We can just do this. Gut shot over card. I think we bet and then give up.
And we just check and hope showdown.
Yeah, he's got a set sixes there.
He seems to pot pretty frequently when he 3-bets.
Yeah, he doesn't have any smaller sizes. So, yeah, he doesn't have small sizes, so he can't like defend against small sizes very well. He doesn't use small sizes at all. So, I think with a back door, we go like this and then give up. Back door hits
Not
there.
anymore. Yeah. In 200 big blinds, do people just not 5-bet? Because it's too deep?
There's plenty of 5-bet. Yeah, there's plenty of 5-bet. There's plenty of 5-bet. You just haven't had any hands which would do that. So,
I mean, we had quite a few 4-bet pots.
yeah, but there is a lot of 5-betting for sure.
Yeah.
The 5-bet might not necessarily be all in. And there's a lot less six betting.
I think that's small with the queen spades and backdoor straights. Yep, can call. I mean, that's kind of strange, right? Just using 5-4 as a check raise when you can just like give up that immediately.
Yeah. He doesn't have great selection of hands, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's check back.
Oh, yeah, either way.
Why is that?
You need to have some ace-x, and you fold his ace-x. We see we got him to fold ace-queen. And so then when our ace or jack get when we draw to the ace or the jack, it's still good.
I see.
Like, sure, it's got some showdown value, but not much. The draw value was nice, though. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, gives up the 6 high. Probably too early to fold a pair.
Yeah, I think it's full now.
Yeah, another thing with the clubs is that when the six comes in, oh no, probably the other way around. Probably should have continued without a club. I think it's too early to fold a pair, but basically what I'm saying is that there, if you got a club, hang on, let me get this right. Kind of small. I guess we can continue.
Okay. So we.
I think that makes a nice check raise. Yeah. Okay.
Why is that though? If we block the checking range,
we block the 3 and we block the flush, so the 3 blocks the checking range. The jack's not so great, but the 3 is definitely good.
So if you block the checking range, you want to check your stronger hands because he will bet.
You want to have some, you want to have some strong hands in your checking range, and the strong hands which you have block the check backs. So
Backdoor gut shot, backdoor flush.
Mm.
You can still continue betting this.
6-7 do get there.
Yeah. That was bottom 2 pair.
Yeah, bottom 2 pair. This is middle 2 pair.
Without the club, is just fold, right?
Yeah. There's some pretty straightforward hands, I think, there.
Yeah. Do we bet this with good backdoors?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think this has showdown.
Yeah, showdown. Probably good to do this.
Nice. You can check this one, right?
Yep. Oh, well, that sucks.
Well, counterfeit it.
Probably
You
better
can bet
sometimes.
small, right?
Usually on the connected boards, you want to be betting closer to pot.
Because it's really connected. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's the same when you just pot it and then give up if you miss your backdoors.
I thought that one didn't have too many backdoors at all, like besides the straight.
Yeah, the backdoor straight draw, but it's just got nothing else going for it because the 2 is even below the 5. What were we done?
I think it was Queen Jack.
Yeah, so yeah,
10-10.
9-3. Yeah, so the 3 is the 3 is above the 2. Probably misread the board. I think yeah, go either way. So what happened here?
Limp and then raise 4x.
Yeah. Oh, too thin. Probably not too thin actually. It still is a value bet. Try and get called by like king high.
Can king high call versus?
Yeah, because we bet very small on the flop. And the thing is, we're out of position, so the out of position player doesn't have to get called by worse one half the time when they make a bet. Just because the checking EV is lowered by the ability for your opponent to bet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think this game. Yeah, too thin. So he was betting bottom 2 there.
Yeah, when we check 3 times, you can value bet bottom 2. Quite easily.
Over, under, and decent backdoors.
Yeah.
And give up. How long are we going for? Are we going to 650 or?
Yeah, let's go 650. That would make it 300 hands. A lot of the hands that we've been playing are pretty straightforward, I think. It's probably pretty straightforward for you. Probably not for people at home. Doing some explanation, supposed to be a play and explain, and hopefully people get something out of it. This hand's pretty nice for a check raise.
Check raise.
Because the backdoor, and then with the jack comes, I think you can still. I think you go either way. Yeah, so yeah, but they're not low on the river. They're probably good to bet. And he calls the 3 anyway. Yeah, we got a gut shot. So gut shot in the backdoor plus draw.
Yeah.
So we bet and then check it down. I think Jack has actually quite a bit of showdown value here. It's actually pretty close. It's actually pretty close.
For a call?
Yeah. Can probably let it go though.
I mean, it's bet smaller check. Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he has plenty of ace highs that can just call.
Yeah, but some of his queen high maybe wants to call. I think queen. I think with a jack, you're not blocking a jack X, which might try and show down.
All right.
Yeah, I think we just showed in the sand. Yeah, we're probably indifferent. All 3 options, to be honest.
Hard to find too many bluffs or hands that we beat.
No, there's plenty of bluffs there. That he can have.
So by bluffs, you're like talking about like king 3, king deuce, king 5, and like those hands.
Yeah,
like
yeah, all that. We don't really block any of them. So yeah, I mean, I guess we could have bet the turn. But I think doing it that way is fine as well.
Yeah. We want to go bigger on this kind of board, right?
Yeah, let's do that. With like kings and aces, you could probably check, throw in some checks. Could probably go for for a bluff.
I think we can bluff again. Yeah.
Yeah, follow through, yes. With the heart, I think we can go for it.
Nice.
Always figured out these ones. Yeah. GO cards in the back door. I think we can bet some of the time. Problem with this board is that we usually want to be betting
Bigger.
some other bets as well as some small bets. So I think this is going to go into the small bet range. And then we just try and check it down.
Don't we usually want to bet on the king? Just not with our hand specifically.
Yeah, no. I think with our hand we're just betting it once, because whenever the ace or the queen comes, our hand is very good. And we get a lot of value out of it. But otherwise, we can just try and show it down. So yeah, you're gonna have to have some hands like that on the flop, which bet and then try and show down, which bet even bet as a bluff and then try and show down.
I mean, it can just be like a very thin value bet and then hope you show down.
Yeah, the ace queen with a backdoor flush draw is more of a thin value bet type thing than anything else. All right, nice. That was good. With some backdoors, we can start betting. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, showdown.
Yeah, we chop. Yeah, so there's a lot of hands like that where we bet the flop with some backdoors, the backdoors miss, and then we check the turn, and then we just show it down. It's unfortunate. I was hoping you call. Yeah, I mean, the king is too thin. The king is way too thin. But like maybe for the board paired, you could value bet it. But
if it was like a 5, right? It can bet like one big blind.
I think this one we check.
Yeah.
I mean, we're probably indifferent.
Like the ace is good.
I think the ace is good, so not too bad.
This is a hand you can like check or bet once and then give up.
Yeah, I'm thinking we could just bet it once and give up. No, that's not good. Do I do some weird shit with double blocking the jack 10? And I guess
is it not possible to call and then check raise all in river?
The thing is, you wanna be calling, beating something. I guess it's probably better to call this hand because when the jack of spades comes.
Don't we have 6 outs? Usually.
Yeah, you got all the fours and all the jacks. So yeah, probably better to call this one than with the spade. Yeah, and just give up river. Hopefully he checks back ace high. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Mm.
Not too happy about that river.
I think we try and draw against ace high. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we tear the cards so you can and the backdoor flush draw.
Yeah.
I think we just give up. Now this one, because of the backdoor flush draw center, I like to bet it.
Nice. I think we can just bet like pot. You know? All right, yeah. Pretty good to check raise, right? With the
Yeah, with the backdoor
fade.
flush draw. Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
I
cool.
wasn't really expecting a 3-bet. Like a 3-bet doesn't make too much sense. I just got 2 pair now. 2 pairs on boat, so yeah, okay. Yeah, 3-bet doesn't make any sense for the opponent to do that, just because I can 4-bet a lot. Like we're not that deep that I can't 4-bet all in. Yeah. All right, how do I want to play this?
I think just go with the bet. And this board, do we want to bet bigger if we do bet?
Yep.
So, like, yeah, nearly pot.
Oh, all right, 16. All right, we're to. Yeah, let's just
Yeah, let's 4-bet this.
Yeah, let's finish this then. All right, so that was 60. Cool. So let's recap what happened. We did not run well. We played 300 rounds against them.
What hand do you think was pretty well played? I mean, there were like a couple of tough spots on the river where he check raised all in, like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. And almost all the time he had it. No, No. I
There was
think
one time we folded trips and the 10-9 hand,
yeah,
he check raised all in with like pocket threes.
Yeah. So you gotta be pretty selective when they do check raise all in.
I think you said like when he goes pot size raise all in, you just have to call 50% of your strongest value range.
Yeah, it depends how big the raise is. So like you put his call in, and then the amount as a raise on top of that is then you calculate alpha from that, and that's how much you should fold your the range which you had bet for value, because all of your bluffs fold to his call essentially, and so his raise over the pot after he calls is how much you should fold of your value, which you had bet. Does that make sense? I'll try and explain it using paint. So this is your entire range, okay, and this bit here was your value, and this bit here was your bluffs, okay.
Yeah.
And then when he raises, so when he calls, all your bluffs lose, right?
Yep.
But when he raises, okay, it acts as a call plus the raise of whatever extra amount, okay. So say he makes a pot-sized raise, right? So we bet 100 to 100, right? And he makes a pot-sized raise. That would be to 400, right? Because his call was 100, so the pot is 300. That gets rid of our bluffs, right? And then he raises another 300. Okay, so then we continue with, we will continue essentially with our value as if we were facing a pot-sized bet, right? With just a value. Right, so the bluff's already folded. So now that our range, which we consider bluff catching with, is the value which we bet, but we bluff catch with this range at alpha according to the raise size. So the raise size was pot, and so alpha is 50%, and so then we would continue with the top half of that, and then we can.
Yeah, I mean we can call more often if our like even the bottom range of our value still beats his like value.
Yeah.
But then that means he should check raise.
So does that make sense? So we always fold the bluffs, and then we just calculate how often we want to continue by the size of his raise. So pot size raise will continue half the time. It's half pot size raise will continue. We continue with the value half the time, and then if it makes a half pot size raise, we continue 2/3 of the time, etc. etc.
This is just to make it indifferent.
This makes some indifferent between calling and between folding and raising some of his hands as a bluff, because once we bet in sort of a polar way, we've made all of his bluff catches 0 EV, and some of his bluff catches will be will want to raise as a bluff, as a rebluff, right? And so we want to make all of them 0 EV as well to raise by having our calling strategy correct. Yeah, any other questions about that? So we'll probably finish off this sort of series with Hibiscus Biscuit with maybe another 1 or 2. We get up to 1,000 hands and see how we go.
All right.
So we're up in 3 sessions and down this session. Oh no, we're up 2 sessions, down 2 sessions against him. So yeah, see how we go in the next probably couple of sessions to get to 1,000 hands. Maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
In terms of the leaderboard, yeah, I don't know what's going on with the leaderboard, but eventually, if we do enough plan explains against Biscuit, we can get onto the leaderboard. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. So if anyone's watching at home, thanks for watching. I'm going to stop the recording now.